hundreds of years ago in Europe, people believed that during this time of the year, the boundary between the living world and the spirit world was at its thinnest, and they believed that the spirits could move back and forth. So while they were preparing to celebrate Samhain, they also began preparing for these spirits to come into their world, right? So they did that by creating masks and costumes. So they would make costumes that were like wild animals, so like a wolf or a bear, or maybe a mythical beast. They would have fairies or witches. So they would put these on, hoping that these spirits would not recognize them, think that they were spirits too, and then they would leave them alone. So this is how we've gotten our Halloween traditions, right? You can see like the costumes come into where we have the costumes now. So this year our theme is creeping through time. So as you go through the different scenes, you are going to see the ancient Halloween traditions as they evolve into our modern Halloween. Great, so if you guys will just follow your guides, they will take you to your first scene.
I need bones of those we've sacrificed.
I shall go fetch some. Here they are, dripping with fresh blood. Tell me, what do you see?
I see the evil. It is coming closer. It means to do us harm. It's also going from the world of the living to the world of the dead, back and forth. I can sense they're returning to their earthly bones for the night.
Oh, almighty oak tree, you are sacred to us. Please, grow wide, grow tall. Protect us from the evil spirits this night. We must hide before the evil spirits get us.
Spirits, can you hear us? Spirits, are you there? Good spirits, save us Celts from the evil that lurks this very night. We build this fire to keep the evil away. It will not be enough. I will don this mask for its protection, for the evil will not recognize us with the mask.
First we shall finish this festival. Then we will go from place to place, looking for food. Tell me, have you procured those that will be sacrificed to the wicker man? Do we have enough to last 3 days of this festival?
Yes, we will keep them this... No! Our sacrifices have escaped. They must have escaped during our feast. We must consult the wicker man, for he is wise and all-knowing, and will let us know what to do. He is telling us to go into the night. He senses that there are souls ripe for the reaping. Let's go forth and harvest them for our needs. Emboss. 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 Emboss.
Ooh, this dark night. It reminds me of in Ireland In the early 1600s, the legend of a shadowy figure known as Stingy Jack arose among the common folk. He was a miserable old sot who loved to play pranks and tricks on anyone and everyone. And he was known to consort with the devil. The Irish, for centuries, they would chisel creepy faces into potatoes and turnips to ward off evil spirits. But alas, Jack will go on to change this forever. Did you want to hear the story of Stingy Jack? Aye? Yeah? Listen close. The story goes, Stingy Jack invited the devil to have a drink with him. True to his name, old Jack did not want to pay for his whiskey. So he convinced the devil it would be fun to play a trick on the bartender. He persuaded the devil into turning himself into a coin so Jack could pay for their drinks. But as soon as the devil did so, Jack could not help himself. He saw the coin and he swooped it up and he put it in his pocket. But you see, Jack had a silver cross in the pocket. Now, the cross prevented the devil from changing back into himself, thus imprisoning him within the coin. Jack, he feared the devil would seek vengeance for this dirty trick, and he surely would. He agreed to free the devil, but only on the condition that the devil would not bother Jack for 1 whole year. And if Jack should die during this time, the devil would not be able to claim his soul. The next year, Jack was up to his old tricks again. He persuaded the devil into climbing a tree to steal a piece of fruit. You see, while the devil was up in the tree, Jack carved the sign of a cross into the base of the trunk. So the devil could not come down. Jack would only set him free if he promised to leave Jack alone for 10 more years. But soon after, Jack died. As legend has it, God would not allow such an unsavory figure, such as Stingy Jack, into the pearly gates of heaven. And alas, the devil, now feeling vindicated, would not allow Jack to enter the gates of hell either. He sent Jack off to forever wander the dark abyss alone. Stingy Jack, he pleaded with the devil to at least provide him with a light to help him find his way. The devil, as a fitting gesture, tossed Jack an ember straight from the fires of hell. Jack placed that ember into a hollowed out turnip, doomed to roam the earth forever without a resting place, with only a lantern to ward off evil spirits. The story ends here. The legend spread, and the Irish began to refer to the shadowy figure as Jack of the Lantern, and then simply Jack-o'-lantern. So you see, the term jack-o'-lantern originally refers to potatoes and turnips with creepy faces that are illuminated by candles. Not our fancy pumpkins that we have these days, huh? Now, you may ask yourselves, do these jack-o'-lanterns really ward off evil spirits like me? I sneer at your pathetic turnips and potatoes. How could they begin to have power over us? Such silly superstitions cannot stop us. Nothing can stop us.
600 years ago, people searching for a better life began migrating to the New World, later known as America. Here, they discovered many new things about the Native Americans. One being a new, much larger type of gourd, or pumpkin, as it came to be called. Pumpkins were hollowed out, and their contents were used in soups, pies, and for a wide range of medicinal purposes. The shells were cut, dried, and woven into baskets and mats. The pumpkin eventually replaced the assortment of gourds, potatoes, turnips, and beets people had been using to ward off evil spirits. They decided bigger would be more effective. And hollowed out, with a candle placed inside, the pumpkin became the iconic jack-o'-lantern, a symbol recognized to this day. In the New World, All Hallows Eve, in common parlance, was shortened into a new name for this celebration.
Welcome to Halloween.
Welcome, my chewy little gumdrops, to Tootsie's sweet spot. I mean sweet shop. Here at the sweet shop, things are not just frosted with goodness. They are frosted with blood. I mean love. Oh, how rude, how rude. Let me introduce myself. My name is Miss Tootsie Toffee Peppermint. Thank you. I started my sweet shop after my poor husband succumbed to choking on a buttery caramel. Would you like one?
No, thank
Put your hand out. Eat it.
you. Bye.
Eat it. The poor bastard had this beautiful sparkly foam coming from his mouth. They still have no idea how he died. So sad. Anyway, Halloween is my favorite time of year because I get to concoct the perfect treat. most days, my shop is filled with little children with their brightly tasty chocolate coin eyes. They come and they put their sponge cakey hands all over the sweet jars, looking for the perfect one. Yes, the perfect one. So tender-hearted. Oh, would you like to see some of my concoctions? I mean my sweets. Oh, okay. This is a special order from one of my customers. They asked for a very special filling. I may have left too many fillings in. Why do you close your mouth so tightly? Oh, this I made from the broken window last night. Would you like to try it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. We will hold this bowl up so it catches all the blood. Broken window. It comes in green, too. Oh. I had an assistant. She was supposed to finish these, but I had to. I'm not sure where that brown-haired witch went to. Oh, I'm so excited. These are new this year. These are more for the men, but the women may fancy them too. Oh, this may be more your size. Would you like some popcorn? I can't hear you.
I'm good.
So, as I was saying, Halloween's my favorite time of year because I get to do a perfect treat. Did you bring the special ingredient?
No.
I may be able to find something around here. Okay. Well, let's see. So, we are gonna make Tootsie Rolls. It's my favorite, and not just because we share the same name. Oh, let's see. Okay. Corn syrup. We have the butter already. Powdered sugar. Vanilla. Nope, that one will turn your skeleton to goo. Powdered milk. Baking cocoa. Okay. We'll let that sit for a minute. no, I mustn't. I might not have enough for the wee, subtle-fleshed little children who come into the shop that may or may not leave. Oh, busy, 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 busy. I must get going. Busy, busy, on your way. Happy trading. On your way.
Hello and welcome. Welcome to the Hall of Horrors. This is the most popular exhibit here at the Wax Museum. Some people call this the Slayer's Display. Perhaps you've heard of the great Madame Tussaud, who figured out a craft of making wax faces, wax face masks that look like real people. She started in London in the 1770s and perfected the art of making wax face masks. Her original works are all destroyed. They burned in a fire, and some of them were bombed by German bombs, but they have all melted. I have studied with her, and now I will be able to create perfectly exquisite and realistic death masks. Takes a lot of skill to get the wax just right and paint the details so perfectly. And I'm always looking for new subjects. I get my inspiration from the 7 deadly sins: envy, greed, pride, sloth, gluttony, wrath, lust, and also the 4 horses of the apocalypse: famine, war, pestilence, and death. Well, you've chosen the perfect place for a Halloween outing, don't you think? Perhaps you're here for some costume ideas. We have it. We have executioners, mass murderers, serial killers, and gladiators, and so much more. Surely you'll get some bloodthirsty costume ideas here in our exhibit. And one of the most popular costumes is, why, the pirate, of course. Blackbeard. Blackbeard killed for greed. He was a privateer turned pirate for bigger profits. He was a master on the seas. To frighten his enemies, he put fuses in his hair and lit them so that his hair would spark and sizzle and smoke. His assassin took him out, beheaded him, and put his head on a pike, and then later drank beer from his skull. Blackbeard killed for greed. Immuration, you know? Immuration? Killing people by confining them in a brick structure and then bricking up the door so that they will have a long, torturous death of starvation and dehydration. The Romans immured the Vestal virgins who lost their way and broke their vow of chastity. And Elizabeth Bathory was immured. Elizabeth Bathory, she killed for pride and envy. She is the greatest female mass murderer in the history of the world. She killed hundreds of young girls for their blood so that she could bathe in their blood and drink their blood, believing that it would preserve her youth and her beauty forever. And she was immured in her Hungarian castle. She's often compared to Vlad the Impaler, Vlad III, Vlad Dracula, son of the dragon. Vlad, he killed for wrath and gluttony and power. He was a brutal and sadistic killer. He impaled perhaps 80,000 people. 80,000! And then we have Tarcahuana. Tarcahuana killed for lust and ill-gotten gain. He was a Dominican friar during the Spanish Inquisition. And he killed people who were not of his religion. So he would torture them to see if they would convert and confess, or they would be burned at the stake. Thousands were killed. But they're not unlike Mary the First, Mary Tudor, Bloody Mary. She was the Queen of England. She did the same thing. She killed almost 300 people who would not pray in her religion. What is this that people kill each other because they're a different religion? Where did this come from? Oh. But what kills more people than all these mass murderers and all the wars? What kills more? Disease, pestilence. Disease and pestilence. Now, perhaps you've heard of the Great Plague. In the 13 and 1400s, a third of the population of Europe all died of the plague caused by fleas on rats. Surprised you didn't know that. And the plague doctors with their long black masks, they were not doctors. The doctors had fled. They were not healers at all. They were hired to go around and count the dead. Pestilence. And more diseases are coming. More diseases are coming. Diseases, cancers, man-made cancers, viruses, apathy, indifference. All of these are coming. And where will you be? And right now, you're headed for hell. You're going to make your terms with the devil right now. And what are you guilty of? Gluttony? Still eating? Envy? Pride? Lust? Greed? Go then and make your way with the devil.
I'm the Lady of the Light. I'll be your guide tonight through this journey through hell. On All Hallows Eve, the one night of the year, where the spirits are allowed to roam freely. Please stay close to me, for the remaining inhabitants are angry. They have no one to torture, and the only thing that can keep them at bay is my lantern, which holds the light of truth, love, and compassion. Please follow me and watch your step. In hell, there are many different forms of torture. One of them is spiders and spider webs. Follow me this way, and the Grim Reaper will point the way. As you can see, we have some interesting films. And unfortunately, our stairway to heaven hasn't been used in quite a long while. This way, please. As you can see, this is one of our torture chambers in hell. The skeletons are there to ensure that the spirits will return at the end of the night to continue the torture. And here is one of their torturers.
I would love to see you all back here someday. Maybe perhaps next time you're here. The Lady of the Light will not be here to protect you all.
Follow me, please. Come in and watch the rise.
Good evening. I am Satan, your host for this evening, as you tour through my kingdom. I was just about to have something to eat. Would you care to join me? Minion, bring me her soul.
Please follow me this way and watch the step down. As you can see, there's the fires of hell, and the glowing skeletons are the ones that have managed to escape. But unfortunately, there are still many others trapped, trying to escape. And the remaining inhabitants are angry, but they have no one to torture right now.
You leaving so soon? You'll be back. I know you'll be back. And the Lady of the Lamp won't be there to protect you. And you'll all be mine. Your souls will be mine. Hurry back now.
Follow me this way, please. And we do have some interesting skeletons and things over here. This way, please. This is the veil between this world and the living, where the spirits come and go. They must all return by the end of the night, and this gentleman here will make sure that they do come back. As you can see, some of them are not happy to come back. We have many oddities in here in this room, if you care to look. We have bats, rats, some skeletons, and then various things over in this case. This way to the Soul Eater, please. Step forward.
Oh, some new souls. Lady of the Light, what are you doing here?
These are not for you.
I can't eat these souls?
No.
I'll have to make do with this one. I can smell the evil in the soul. Ah, it's gonna be a good one. Ah, it's only the heart. That's no good. Go back for the soul. Ah, there it is. There it is, yes. Yes. Heavy and dark and evil. Yeah. Oh, so good. Next time I see you here and you're not with the Lady of the Light, I'm gonna eat your soul. Dark demons, we can't have these souls.
This way, please. Follow me. Please watch your step.
This is coming together nicely. These 12 wenches I have gathered, they are the nastiest I have ever found. Hideous, odious, hateful, vicious, vulgar, vengeful, and vile. You magnificent bitches! I will gather the vapors in my mouth. Yes. I have created the perfect essence of evil. Oh, what havoc she will wreak upon the earth! Behold, the Baba Yaga, my perfection of evil.
My powers are great. I have brought sickness and pain, havoc and chill to so many. Some believe I can make good things happen. I can. Oh yes, I can. If the mood strikes me. Ha! But they simply do not know me. I am the personification of evil. Straight from the spittle of the devil himself. I was born of the greatest depravity ever visited upon humankind. I breathe it. I smell it. I taste it. Each morning, I leave my hut in my mortar, guided by my pestle, searching the land to find children for my evening meal. I can chop them up to make soup, or cook them in my oven. They are so tender and delectable. My black geese will circle the skies to help me discover them. I love the sounds of their screams.
Help us!
When the time comes, my hut is my salvation. At my command, it will carry me to more fertile hunting grounds, where the children are plentiful. Then it will spin on its wonderful chicken legs to transport me there. My broom wipes away my trail. I leave no trace. My fence holds the trophies of my evil. Be warned, your head could end up on my fence post. My search to bring havoc has no limit. I am everywhere. I am forever. There are some who call me Grandmother Witch. You may call me Baba Yaga. And you cannot hide from me. Do svidaniya.
Step right up. Come this way. Come this way towards the circus, please. Follow us. Step right up. Step right up. Tickets, please. Do you have your tickets? Tivoli, go get those tickets, will you?
Don't have any.
You don't have any tickets?
No.
Then we will have to find a way for them to pay their debts in full, don't we? Taking their souls. So, what you're about to see here is something you probably don't expect. This building is filled with exciting, death-defying, spectacular history, not for the weary nor faint of heart. So take your loved ones by the hand and prepare to be amazed, see what I did there, by our carnival of clowns. Come this way. Follow us. Come closer. So, clowns have existed in many types of iterations throughout history. How many, you ask? Don't ask. The term clown didn't really get used until about the 16th century. Clowns did not always have floppy boots or bright red noses. About 5,000 years ago, well done, Egyptian pharaohs used to keep African pygmies for entertainment in their court. They were called dangas, which you see on this wall here. Come deeper. Clowns and jesters of the medieval era, their job was to entertain commoners at the fair. Clowns did not. A medieval jester had bright-colored clothing and eccentric hats. To be a jester in a Tudor nobleman's home had its advantages, but it also had its dangers. It was the job of the clown and jester to go out onto the battlefield and tell the opposing force messages. Sometimes those messages weren't received well, and this is where the term "kill the messenger" comes from. If they really didn't like the message, they would load that poor jester up into the trebuchet and fire him back at his camp. They really didn't like the message, they would only send the head. There should be a head in this trebuchet here, but I do not see one. Did you shoot it? Did you fire it? Did you lose it? No? Did you touch it?
No.
Then we will have to be on the lookout for it. Come on. Here are porcelain doll clowns. These are based off of a French Perrault character, and they look like they sound like porcelain dolls. Come deeper. Come on. Into the grabbing room, or the birthday room is probably the better term. No. Do we have to? Oh, wait. All right. So, this is where we keep the grotesque white-faced clown, otherwise known as the birthday party clown. Tivoli wants to have this canonized on camera. You've never seen anything like this before. Go ahead, Tivoli. Just do it. And don't look at me creepy, like you always look at me. No. She's going to run out of film. Come on. Oh, fantastic. Now stop playing with the exhibits and put it down. It's time for us to go.
Happy birthday!
Oh, there was one in there. Come. I'm going to show you things on this wall here, so you don't have to look at me if you want to focus on the wall. Because there we have the Auguste clown, the character clown, the mime over this way, and the rodeo clown. So back to the Auguste clown. That is your standard issue clown, typical buffoon, can't get anything right. We have the character clown, which is less about the makeup, more about the profession. It's your firefighter, your baseball player, your boxer. Mimes. Nobody likes mimes. She doesn't like mimes. I don't like mimes. You don't like mimes. They actually call it dirty neck clowning because the makeup doesn't go all the way down the neck. And last but not least, we have the rodeo clown.
Yeehaw!
Rodeo clowns use a metal barrel filled with padding to protect themselves from the bull. Some even wear this devious device, which has the inseam cut out and suspenders. In case they were captured by the bull, they could slip easily out. Job of a rodeo clown is to
Protect the cowboy, of course. Entertain.
Fantastic.
And eat some candy and drink a
Tiny bit of caffeine. Come this way. Because I have found the head of Tiboulet the First.
Oh, worry not, Tiboulet number 5. Everything's just gonna be alright. Come on.
Everything's gonna be alright. So here we have the tramp clown. Tramp clowns are inspired by late 19th century paupers. They have the tattered clothing, dirty faces. Emmett Kelly's the most famous tramp clown, who's over on this wall here. He had 2 characters. He had Weary Willie and Panto's Paradise. Emmett Kelly was employed by Barnum and Bailey in 1942, and in 1944 he was performing when someone yelled the dreaded word fire. He looked up, the canopy was ablaze. The paraffin that they coated the canvas was on fire and falling on patrons. Wanting to help, he grabbed a bucket of water and someone took his picture, and it was in Time Life magazine. This was the Great Hartford Circus Fire of 1944. Tiboulet, I am saying something very serious. A lot of people died. Have you no decorum? I will make you take this person through the next section by yourself. So, this concludes our portion of the tour. We ask that you secure all valuables, take small children by the hand, and you may proceed into the next section on your own. Have a wonderful evening.
You want to stay? I got a spot for you in the circus. We have a spot for you at the table for dessert. I mean, on
starving.
the table.
We
Wait,
haven't
I
had a
didn't say
dinner
that,
in
did
a
I?
while.
You did. But it's okay.
Well,
they can still
I'm
stay for
hungry.
dessert.
I haven't eaten in
a
so
while.
long.
Yeah,
I haven't had
and
any
you really
lunch
hungry.
yet.
Halloween. What does it mean to you? To you. And to you. All those things that startled you, terrified you, and made you feel creepy. Mostly when you were very young. Monsters. The dark. Sudden sounds. Shadows. Haunting cries in the night. Ah! And what's hiding under your bed? Fears etched in your memory. Come. Come and gather around our second specimen. Think of a witch. What do you see? A cackling, green-skinned crone with a long, crooked nose and a tall, pointy hat? When you watched The Wizard of Oz, did you hide your face from the wicked witch of the West? Witches actually date to biblical times with the witch of Endor. Centuries later, Shakespeare's Macbeth would have its 3 weird sisters. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Over time, real-life horrors were perpetrated against women and some men who were believed to be witches, even right here in Connecticut. Behold the vampire. Vampires, blood-sucking ghouls rising nightly from their graves to drink your blood with their fangs. As Renfield said in Bram Stoker's Dracula, for the blood is the life. Truly, vampires are hard to kill, but there are ways A wooden stake through the heart. Exposure to sunlight. Now, vampire bats really do exist, and they do drink blood. Could it be possible that some of them are human vampires in disguise? Ponder that thought as you follow me. Ghosts, restless spirits of the dead. They can take many forms. They can show up anytime, anywhere, even behind you! Ghosts aren't just about Halloween either. Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol has its three spirits of past, present, and future. A holiday classic. And of course, we mustn't forget the ghost of Jacob Marley. I wear the chain I forged in life. And of my own free will, I wore it. I can sense some of you are believers. Come along. Zombies are dead bodies, reanimated through voodoo. They are the walking dead, slow moving, brain damaged, festering sores oozing from decaying flesh. In Night of the Living Dead, zombies crawled from the grave to attack and to eat the living. It was the zombie apocalypse. We had to kill them. But how to do it? These things must be done delicately. But there's only one reliable way to kill a zombie. By blowing its head off! Not really so delicate, after all. And now, we turn our attention to our final specimen, the skeleton. A stark reminder that we all must die and return to dust. The human body without flesh evokes feelings of fear and unease, along with a reflection on the life that once was. Shakespeare's Hamlet has a grave digger unearthed a misshapen skull. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest. Gaze upon thy future. Now how abhorred in thy imagination it is. Where be thy gibes now? So, what crawls? What gibbers? What screams in your imagination? Best to walk where it's light